Hey, third grade! All right, so today we are going to go back to learning things about the recorder because now we know about key signatures and we can apply what we know about key signatures to learning the recorder. So first we're going to start with a quick flashcard review of some accidentals and our 3 key signatures. And then we're going to learn our 3 new notes that we can play on the recorder. And then we'll start working through a new song which is called Crazy HCB, which just stands for Crazy Hot Cross Buns. So it's another version of Hot Cross Buns that uses different notes and kind of goes a different direction. So you'll see. All right, so let's start with our flashcard review. Okay, so let's start with accidentals first. There's only 3. So this one is called what? It's called a natural sign. And it just means to play the note like you normally would, like a normal note, no sharps, no flats, no nothing. Speaking of which, this one, what do we think this one is called? This one is called a flat, and it makes the note lower by a half step. And then that leaves this one, which kind of looks like a hashtag. It's called a sharp, and so it raises the note, makes it higher by a half step. All right, now we have our 3 key signatures. You ready? Let's see if you can remember this one. This one has no sharps, has no flats. It's called the key of C. It's the key of C. All right, how about this one? This one has just 1 sharp, no flats, but only 1 sharp. What do we call this one? The key of D. And our last one that we learned, it has 2 sharps. You can see 2 sharps, no flats. What do we call that one? The key of G. Nice, good. So if you need a refresher on key signatures or accidentals, just go to my website and scroll down a little bit to, it says past video lessons, and you can find each video that we've done and all the topics that we've learned about during distance learning. And you can rewatch the videos and practice a little bit more on key signatures and accidentals. All right, so the next section we're going to be working with our recorder. So make sure that you have your recorder. If you need to pause this video and go get it and come back, please go do that, but let's go. Okay, so now we're back. We have our recorder. We are ready to learn 3 new notes. So our 3 new notes are D, a low D, E, a low E, and F sharp. This is why we needed to learn our accidentals and key signatures. So we're actually going to use both hands to play the recorder today. We've been using just the top part. Today we're going to start using the bottom part, okay? So everybody grab your recorder and make a G. So to do a G, remember we put our thumb on the back, we cover the first hole, the second hole, and the third hole, okay? Now our other hand, we're going to get ready to make a low D, okay? So low D. I know my recorder is dark, so it's kind of hard to see, but hopefully you can see the little holes, okay? So to make a low D, you're going to use your other hand and cover up that hole, which is the 4th one, the next one right after this finger, this hole, which is the 5th one, and the 6th one. So you'll see there's only just one little one that's left over here by itself. It doesn't get covered up. We're just going to leave that one alone. So you can either hold your pinky out here, you can tuck it behind your recorder, it doesn't matter, whatever you like. So a low D, we cover all 6 of the holes. And we want to blow, when you put the air in, you want to make sure that you blow very slow, warm air. If you blow too hard, it won't sound right. So here we go. Are you ready? Let's give it a try. 1, 2, 3. Did you do it? If not, pause the video and try again. These low notes take a little bit more practice than the higher notes, which is why we start with these ones. All right, so we have our D. Our next note we're going to learn is a low E, which is pretty easy from a low D. You just pick up your bottom finger. That's it. Just pick up the bottom finger and you have an E. So let's go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Did you get it? Let's see if we can go back and forth. Let's go E, D, E, D. Okay, you ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Let's try one more time. This time I won't play and I want you to play. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. E, D, E, D. Good? All right, let's learn our last new note. It's called F sharp, okay? So to do an F sharp, let's go back to making a D. What you're gonna do is you pick up your pointer finger. So you're gonna pick up this one, okay? So you have the top 3 holes covered, then you have a space, because you're gonna pick up your finger off this hole, and then you have these 2 bottom ones covered, okay? So it's either like a D without the top finger, or it could be an E, but you have to switch, okay? So a D without the top finger is an F sharp. So let's see what it sounds like. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Did you get it? So let's see what D, E, F sharp sounds like. Are you ready? Here we go. Nice, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, so let's see if we can play together. Let's do D, E, F sharp. That's it, like I just did. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and ooh, I squeaked. Oh my goodness. So I have to do a double check. So I'm gonna do a self check, make sure I covered up all the holes completely. Looks good to me. Make sure I have a good, slow, warm breath. Are you ready? Let's try again. 1, 2, ready, and. See how that self-check worked? See, even Miss Raleigh makes mistakes, and it's okay. So these notes are a little bit tricky, so they're gonna take a little time to practice. But let's start getting ready to move on to our song, which is called Crazy HCB, which just stands for Hot Cross Buns. If we had to write out Crazy Hot Cross Buns, that's a lot of words in the title. So I have put the music on my website, but I also emailed the sheet that has all of the music on it. So if you want to print it out, or you want to look at it on something else, on like another device or whatever, feel free to do that. But here, let's go. Okay. So let's get going on Crazy HCB. Are you ready? So hopefully you have the music in front of you and you notice that it's almost all quarter notes, whole notes, and a couple of quarter rests. Now if you see me looking down again, I have the music in front of me so that way I can help a little bit better. All right? So let's notice a few things about this. So we already said we have mostly quarter notes, whole notes, and a couple of quarter rests. So the rhythm is pretty easy, which is great. Let's notice the key signature at the beginning. Can you name the key signature that it uses? It has 2 sharps, no flats, 2 sharps. This is the key of D, okay? The key of D has 2 sharps. All right, so our 3 notes that we use in this song, I see an F sharp because the key signature tells us that every F that we see in this song is going to be an F sharp. So everywhere you see an F is going to be an F sharp. So I see that we use an F sharp, an E, and a D, which happen to be the 3 notes that we just learned how to play, which is why we learn them together, okay? So let's get our recorders. Let's make a D so we're ready. And we're going to just read through the notes. You know, we're going to move our fingers. We're going to speak the notes as we go. If you want to pause this and before we do this part, if you want to go through and make sure you know all the notes or you want to clap the rhythm, please go do that. But we're going to jump right to the step where we say the notes out loud and we move our fingers around to play the correct notes. So this song starts with an F sharp, which means it's a D without the top finger, okay? So we have F sharp, F sharp, F sharp, F sharp, E, 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 D, D, and then it does the same thing again. F sharp, F sharp, F sharp, F sharp, E, 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 D, D. Okay? Now we have a little tiny change. Instead of going down, we're going to go up. So, D, 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 rest. E, 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 rest. F sharp, F sharp, F sharp, F sharp, E, 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 D, D. Okay? So I know this one will take a little bit of practice, but the easiest way to do it is to break it into small sections. So you can do the first line, the second line, and the third line. So do the first line until you get it really, you get it good. Then practice the second line until you get it really good. Then practice the first and second line together. Does that make sense? You're going to break it down into smaller bits to make it a little bit easier to practice. So let's see if we can do the first line slowly together. You ready? So I'll play with you. Are you ready? I hope you can see my fingers. Let's see if I can turn myself down a little so you can see my fingers. Okay, here we go. You ready? Here we go. Start with an F sharp, so it's a D without the top finger. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the first line. I'm sorry I squeaked. It's the morning and I'm trying to play very quietly so I don't wake up my neighbors with the recorder. That was because I was blowing too soft. I blow too softly instead of enough. So that's just the first line. And then you repeat that. And then we get to the section that has our rests. So we're at the end of the second line. That's it. So this song isn't too hard. It's very similar to Hot Cross Buns, and it does have a cool track that goes along with it. So let's see if you can hear it a little. Kind of like a dance song. But you can kind of see how it sounds a little bit like Hot Cross Buns. So this week, what I'd like you to do is practice playing low D, low E, and F sharp on your recorder, and to practice crazy HCB along by itself and along with the track, okay? So I hope you have a good week, enjoy playing your recorder, and we will talk next week. See you at third grade.